Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fenya and I'm here to talk to you guys about skin and all about skin. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about product order. Now, a lot of times people don't realize what products they should be using and in which order. So today I want to show you guys and explain why you should be using some things in the morning and in what order and why some things you should be using at nighttime. So before we get started, go ahead and hit that notification button and hit that subscribe button and let's get to it. Okay guys, so let's start with the pre-cleanser step. So personally, I like to use a cleansing balm because it's gentle on the skin. It does dissolve most of your makeup and it really gets rid of a lot of dirt and debris as well. Some people personally like the wipes. I don't like any wipes because there's a lot of friction and movement and tugging, which you guys all know I don't like to tug or pull. So I like to use a company called Vanilla Co. and the product name is called Clean It Zero. There are several different kinds, but personally I use two of them. One is for sensitive and dry skin, which I don't have sensitive skin, but I like to use that just to make sure I don't over irritate my skin. And that is a yellow container, yellow color product. And then the other one is called the Original, which is in the pink container. So those are the two I highly recommend and I love. And they're super reasonable. So it's pretty good on the price. So after I cleanse my skin with a cleansing balm, I go ahead and use my cleanser to actually get rid of any dirt debris that's lingering in my pores. So I'll get my cleanser. Now I suggest using a gentle cleanser just because I know some people are like, well, I have oily skin or I have really textured skin. But if your cleanser is super strong, chances are you're going to sensitize your skin and that way you're going to have more issues not being able to use a toner or not being able to use any active serums because you just sensitize your skin with a strong cleanser. So personally me, I like to use more of a gentle cleanser just because I don't want to over sensitize my skin and cause irritation. So I use a gentle cleanser, that way I have more wiggle room, which means you can use a toner, you can use any other acids in your routine and not feel like you've just irritated your skin by using a harsh cleanser. So even though I'm normal to oily skin type, I again still use a gentle cleanser. So after I cleanse my skin, the next step would be to use a toner. And now some people prefer toners. I actually don't really use a toner in the wintertime. I use it mostly in the summertime. And then in the wintertime, I kind of like to use more essence or just a mist. Some people prefer to use toners and that's okay. Essence, that's okay. I actually don't like to use toners, not at least for the winter time. Summertime, it's perfectly fine, but because winter is already a dry season and then you've cleansed your skin, you've pre-cleansed your skin, so sometimes using a toner can cause a little bit more irritation. So do you need a toner? Not really. I don't use a toner, but if you really prefer it, you could always customize it. So sometimes I actually like to do just the T-zone and then I just, done. I don't wipe the entire face with a toner, or I can just spot treat it. So if I have like a little blemish or if I feel congested or a little textured on my T-zone, that's what I'll do. So you can always customize your toner and not feel like you have to do the entire face. So after misting my skin, so I use my Pure Glow Mist to replenish the skin from using a cleanser that can dry the skin out. So what you want to do is put more moisture back in after cleansing, which is what the mist will do, is balance you out and give you more hydration. After misting your skin or toning or using an essence, whichever you prefer, the next step would be using a serum. So personally, when I use my mist, I apply to my skin and make sure it's still semi-wet. So I don't really wait for a product to dry. That's actually a myth if people say that. You don't have to wait for the product to dry. I actually just go literally like right after each other. So after I apply the mist to my skin, it's semi-wet. I'll take my copper complex peptide, which is a ton of hyaluronic acid. And I'm not sure if you guys know, but what hyaluronic acid does is it traps moisture in your skin and holds 1,000 times its weight of water. So when you apply that mist onto your skin and then your hyaluronic acid, that will lock it in. So you can use that. You can use the Ultimate Growth Factor. That's really good too. That's like stem cells, protein, great for anti-aging, great for rehealing that skin, and just anti-aging benefits. Now, lately I've been noticing people do this, and I kind of don't understand why they do it, but they'll use, let's say, an acne spot treatment, or they're trying to help with a dark spot, and what they'll do is take that product and put it all over their skin because they have 2 blemishes, or if they have like a dark spot here. If you guys are trying to spot treat, use it as a spot treatment. Don't apply something like that all over, because guess what? Now you're sensitizing your entire face because you have 2 little blemishes there, or you have a dark spot, and you're irritating your skin. So what I would suggest is, after applying your hydration and your anti-aging serums and your protein and all that wonderful stuff that is meant to be applied everywhere, when you're ready to spot treat the breakouts, the pimples, the dark spots, whatever you need to do. Now that, I would say, wait about a second or 2 or a couple of seconds, let that soak into your skin. The next step would be your moisturizers and oils. Now, personally, I actually like to put my moisturizer and my oil together, mix the 2 together. So if you're the type of person you like to separate them, I would say you first want to put your moisturizer on and then your oil base. Now, it does depend on your oil. So some products are treatments and they're oil based, like a retinol or some sort of exfoliating acid. So if that's the case, if your product is more of a retinol base and it's still an oil consistency, then I would say you might want to apply that first and then your moisturizer over it. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, it is more of like a hydrating oil, like an apricot oil or shea butter, avocado, whatever. I personally like to, apply that either together with my moisturizer or last before my eye cream. So your preference, you can't really go wrong if you do both, before the moisturizer or after. But personally, I like to use it in conjunction with my moisturizer. So I'll take my moisturizer, a couple of drops of the oil, mix the 2 together, and then just like apply it to my skin. After that, I like to do my eye creams just because I can concentrate mainly on, around my orbital bone and, and then go to bed. Now, some people use more products on a weekly basis versus daily. Like, for example, retinols. Technically, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but rule of thumb with retinol is you should not be using it daily. Retinol is not meant to be used on a daily basis. It's supposed to be used 2 to 3 times a week. If possible, if you can tolerate it, maybe 4 times a week, but not on a daily basis. So a lot of times, if you are using your retinol, you don't want to apply the serum with another active serum. So I had a person on Instagram ask me, why is it that I was using my retinol over my copper complex peptide and my ultimate growth factor? Now, the reason why I do that is because my copper peptide and ultimate growth factor does not have any acids. So it is, it's not active like that, like a lactic acid or a glycolic acid. So it works great with the 2 together. Works actually really, really well together. So you really want to use a non-active, non-acidic product with retinols because you don't want to sensitize your skin. Now, some people ask, can they use vitamin C's or lactic acid, glycolic acids with retinol? This really does depend on your skin type. And me personally, the less heat, the less sensitivity on my skin, the better. Because, all of these ingredients, glycolic, lactic acid, they do cause inflammation in the skin if you use it incorrectly. So I just like to separate my retinols with my glycolics and lactic acids, and I don't do them too often, especially in the summertime. But it is possible that you can mix vitamin C's with your retinol, but some vitamin C's have different acids in there as well, like ferulic acid, mandelic acid, lactic acid. So it really does depend on the company and the type of product you're using. I would say play it safe and don't mix the 2. But if you really know that your product is super mild, then try it, see how your skin responds to it. And then after that, what I like to do after my retinol is definitely, I guess it does depend on the consistency of your retinol. Like my retinol, the Retinol Radiance, it is more of a water-based serum, which means you still want to put moisturizer over your retinol. But because retinols can be active, I would say try to see if you can put more of a moisturizer over it and layer it with that. That way you're almost semi-diluting it so it's not so harsh on the skin. If it is an oil base, like the Luna oil from Sunday Riley, oil bases are much more gentler, and they're what we call slow releasing retinol. You should be okay without putting a moisturizer on, but if you still need to, go ahead and do so. Okay, so the next step would be to use your moisturizer after applying your serums. What I like to do is I like to take a little bit of my moisturizer, a little bit of my sunscreen, a little bit of my oil, mix the three together, and I just apply it to my skin. One and done, right? I just feel like sometimes in the morning time, we're in a hurry, we want to go to work, we want to do, just the kids, whatever. It's faster, it's quicker. But I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, you're diluting the sunscreen. It does depend on where you're going. So if I'm going to the beach, I would probably just layer on the sunscreen after my moisturizer. But if I'm going straight to the office, I'm just gonna, mix it up and just go to the office. So that's just me. I personally like to keep my skin breathing and not have so much on my face, especially after moisturizer and sunscreen. You do primer and then makeup and all that stuff. I just don't like to do too many heavy things to clog up my pores. So I keep it super light and very airy. And that way, when I apply makeup, it's not too much on my skin. So after applying your retinol and your moisturizer or any other active serum that you want to apply to your skin, the next step and the final step would be an eye cream. Some people, actually lately, a lot of people have been asking me, is eye cream bogus or is eye cream necessary? I personally think so. Now, it does depend on the type of eye cream. Some people say, well, I want a brightening eye cream and this doesn't work. It doesn't brighten my under eyes. Under eye dark circles can contribute to a lot of things. So lack of sleep, too much caffeine, just stressed out, medication. So many things could cause dark circles under the eyes. So trying to rely on an eye cream to correct that is kind of difficult. So unless if you have a lot of texture under the eyes or you're not the type of person to do a lot to your skin, yes, that can make a nice difference in your skin. But trying to rely on completely getting rid of dark circles is impossible. So be realistic with eye creams. And personally, I try to use more of in the daytime, I'll use a hydrating eye cream. In the nighttime, I'll use my Brighten Lift to help just kind of brighten the under eye area a little bit, but I don't expect so much from it. So at nighttime, I would say do more of your correctives. During the day, do more of your hydrating eye creams. Now, the reason why I personally like an eye cream, and I do believe that they work and they help, is because the face cream has to be bigger molecules to penetrate into the skin versus the under eyes, because the under eye has a lot more thinner tissue and smaller, tiny little pores. So eye creams are formulated to be smaller molecules and thinner consistency so they can penetrate around the eye area. So that's why I say I like eye creams, because they're kind of two different consistencies. So some people like to use their face cream under their eyes. That's fine. But to really have a specific product, I would say get an eye cream for that area. So hopefully this video was helpful, and hopefully this kind of gives you a general idea of what steps to go next. I know a lot of you guys on Instagram have asked me, what steps are in the product routine? How do I know which order to do them? This is the key, guys. This is the key. So the way you should know what is followed by the next product is it's from thin consistency to thick consistency. So that's why we have, cleansing balms or pre-cleansers, and then you have a cleanser, toner, serum, moisturizer, sunscreen, and then of course eye cream. So I guess this would be the best way to remember it is thin consistency to thick. Hopefully this video was helpful, guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions by commenting down below, and I will do my best to answer them as much as possible. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye!